Most of the time I get our water out of the small water hole in the morning. It's not quite as hot as it is in the middle of the day, and the half-hour walk with the 10 liters are already exhausting. I'm glad the water doesn't smell so bad today. Otherwise, my family will set me off again and I have to take another stream. Maybe it tastes better from there. Sisei, my little brother, is still asleep. Otherwise, his shouting often annoys me, and then I can't take such good care of the snakes along the way. So, done, just in time. Today a few people are supposed to come to help us with the water.
Away from the main roads, and there aren't many of them in the Kenema district, the roads get quite bumpy. It's a bit cramped, but oncoming traffic is limited. The destination is a small town north of the district capital. And on the plan there's a conversation with the town chief and his employees. They want to discuss with Yusuf Mansarai, the project manager for Kenema, what the local well distribution is and what the goal of WaSAP is. Today even the general manager, Mr. Yaya Carbo, who has led WaSAP since its foundation, is here.
We go to new frontiers, new districts, new chiefdoms. Of course, if you look at the WASH data in Sierra Leone, 60% of our population are in rural areas. And also out of that 60, only 47% has access to basic water and 33% has access to basic sanitation. We have some challenges, but we are now finding ways to address those challenges by training more technicians.
According to Mr. Carbo, the main features of WaSAP are its independence and ongoing development by training. They take place, of course, in the center of the company, this time in the pavilion. And Bubachi once again summarizes the basic features of WaSAP and the handling of the valuable asset for the employees. Water evaporates, rains, seeps away, and can then be brought back to the family by a well. Okay, the town chief is satisfied. Now it's time to move on to the physical part. The construction site is not far away, and villagers and employees set off on the footpath. Obviously, the new family house is almost finished, and the association fountain fits in well with it. Normally the material is delivered by a truck, but today only this drilling should take place for viewing. A lot of long poles and pipes are unloaded and laid out. The fountain square is cleared of plants, and the entire construction site is set up under the view of the interested neighbors. Next to the vehicle is a 5-meter-long frame that was created at home in the workshop, the tower. And that's where the drilling training begins. The tower must be set up and fixed. After all, it has to hold the pole later. The chiefs are already impressed. The next self-made tool is slightly smaller, but it will be used extremely in the following hours: the drill head. Junior Augustine has dealt with it. And now the drill has to show what it can withstand. The first meter goes purely with muscle power. It needs a lot of it, and Emmanuel has it. The next generation is currently considering their career planning. From the third meter on, hydropower is necessary. A hose is connected to the drill rod, and one of them has to get into the water now. Relatively clear water is pumped in. Sludge comes up again and can thus be examined for the subsoil condition. At a depth of 12 meters, the groundwater layer is reached. The project manager wants to get a feeling for the borehole himself. Fits like this. The well pipe can be inserted. And to activate the groundwater, it is flushed by hand. The most important parts that now need to get into the ground are the water pipes, each with a valve at the bottom. And of course, these functional pieces are also built by the company. Habib Zaki instructs his employees in the production. Two hours later, another valve is available and is connected with force and permanently with the 12-meter-long pipes. The valve can be assembled. The outer shell keeps the hole open and lets groundwater in. In the second pipe, a water column forms through the valve, which can be pumped into the bucket with the innermost pipe and the handle attached to it without effort. The yellow coloration is sand remnants and will disappear in the next 3 weeks. Yusuf and Klaus are satisfied. The fountain works. The fact that they have to pump in pairs is not a lack of strength, but proud joy. Once again, the EMAS concept has been confirmed.
Ja, ich bin Klaus Sauberkulz, ich bin seit 1990 der erste Vorsitzende von EMAS International e.V. Das Ziel von EMAS ist, in benachteiligten Regionen der ganzen Welt Leute den Zugang zu sauberem Wasser zu ermöglichen, indem wir Leute, also Einheimische, zu Wasserversorger ausbilden. Das soll ganz einfach sein, also die ganzen Sachen, das muss nachhaltig sein, die ganzen Materialien müssen vor Ort vorhanden sein und sie müssen das ohne, sage ich mal, fremde Hilfe machen können, auch später reparieren können. So ist unser gesamtes Konzept aufgebaut. Durch die Ausbildung von diesen Technikern haben wir es jetzt geschafft, in den letzten Jahren ca. 1 Million Menschen mit Trinkwasser zu versorgen.
But as I said, now we have 3 weeks. Enough to make a few more necessary things. For example, a concrete tank. If the family has pumped up their fresh, clean water from deep down in the morning, there are certainly a lot of germs to be found in it by the evening. The solution is a concrete tank. A concrete tank is made from a jute bag, a few shovels of sand and cement, a few liters of water, a roll of wire, and a lot of experience. Put the lid on it and the water stays fresh and clean all day. And then there's another, a fundamental problem. A significant cause of the generally limited water quality lies in human needs, which are usually pursued frequently and in a close village environment. If all the villagers regularly visit the surrounding bushes, the neighboring water cannot remain clear. As a logical consequence for WaSAP, not only wells but also the same amount of toilets are built. Further concrete work is therefore required for the septic tanks, floor slabs and protective roof. Each family gets its own part, which is usually just behind the village border. Obviously, the new toilets are built downstream from the wells. Again, an important fact for the maintaining water hygiene. A few weeks after the well was drilled, the team around Yusuf and Klaus came by again for a check. The water has become clear as expected and looks good. The base for the well protection has also been concreted in the meantime. Now only the water control is missing. For such a project, Bubaji is currently on the road in another area. That the tests are there to release the water as drinking water. Documentation is important. The water is examined according to 3 criteria. The turbidity is the easiest and can be tested on the site. It looks beautiful clear, but the turbidity pipe can still confirm this. After what transparent height is the plus sign on the ground still recognizable? The maximum value.
where now we check for the residual chlorine.
The test for the acid value and the chloride is a bit more complex. After the addition of catalysts, the color change is observed.
The pH is at 6.8.
Everything is perfect. For the last measurement on cooligants, Hubert G. disinfects his hand and even the outlet tap. Rinse the pipe again, and the sample can be taken. For transport, it comes into a warning bag to keep possible germs alive. And the evaluation is then carried out in the in-house laboratory. In order to perfect the process, a video training with Adrian Letzner in Cologne is on the agenda today.
Yeah, we are good.
Mr. Letzner has developed a test kit to use in area with limited infrastructure.
So yeah, of course I want to know how your past days were in the fields.
And now we're standing for the past 3 or 4 months. I'm sure the M&E has been able to complete more than like 500 tests in the field, and I'm sure the results are there, and we just want to see how we can scale up our testing ability.
And Hubert G. describes the current situation. The necessary equipment, which the German Water Expect put together as a kit, was purchased by the WaSAP team. And so they are testing extensively and designed for perfection.
The sample bag's name, write me a WhatsApp or an email so we can make another date.
With the available result, Hubert G. comes back to the families and brings good news and less good news.
So, Madam Hawa, this is the your result. You water, a good for you drink here. Madam Aminata, this is your result. Your water, I should say, not good for you drink here. So,
the well water of one family is fully suitable for drinking. Unfortunately, the second well has a germ load. This was shown by the test tube and confirmed by the breeding ground. However, it does not mean that the water cannot be used. It only needs to be treated before drinking. There are 3 ways to do this. Either it is boiled, which does not cost much,
the second one, now chlorine. Yeah? The measurement
or it is disinfected with chloride, the simplest method. Finally, it can be prepared by a tablet filter system. If anything has not yet become clear, or other questions arise, a WaSAP employee is usually not far away.
When I can cross in, when I go get the general manager or any other staff when I meet, when I will talk to him, yeah?
The women are satisfied
so I tell them plenty thank you. Bye-bye.
because now the wells are ready, tested, and the use is basically a children's joy.